Hello, this is Darren.
And this is Paige.
And this is
Where's the Lemonade?
Where we talk about what happens when life throws you lemons.
Make some lemonade?
Maybe. Some weeks it's lemon squares.
Yeah, some weeks it's just lemons.
Yeah.
On today's episode,
We're going to talk about dating your spouse.
yippee! So we get to talk about dating today.
Yes, we are. Let's first start with dating, what it was like to date after we got divorced and we started dating each other.
Well, when we started dating each other, it was very inconvenient for our lives, right?
Oh, yeah, but we would do anything to be together.
I know, but we didn't want our kids to meet yet, right? When you start dating someone, you don't. So, yeah. And we both worked full time, and then we were with our kids. And so we would date at 10 o'clock at night. It was exhausting.
And in Folsom, California, not a lot is open at 10 o'clock at night.
No, it is not. And yeah, so it was exhausting.
It was
so exhausting. And somehow we had the energy to do it. I mean, I
don't know. I don't know how.
I don't even know either. It was crazy.
Yeah, because we're in bed already at 10 o'clock now. We're so old.
Yes. And back then, I mean, we were literally 9 or 10 o'clock, our dates would start.
Yeah, they would.
And,
so what sorts of things did we do back then?
Well, our very first date was at a restaurant that we go back to every year.
We do.
And to, remember our first date. But we closed that restaurant. They had to kick us out.
Yeah, our date started like 7 o'clock that night because, it was the first date.
Yep.
And they kicked us out at like 11.
I remember I thought you were so formal because I showed up to the restaurant and I didn't know if you were there or not. And I didn't really know. I mean, I'd only had a little picture of what you looked like, so I wasn't really sure what you looked like. And when I got up to the front desk and I was like, oh, I'm here for, Darren Pulse for a party of two. And they were like, oh, he's already seated. He's waiting for you. And I remember thinking, okay, this is like in the movies. Like, I didn't know that really happened, that somebody was seated and waiting.
First date. I didn't know what to do.
So they're like, we'll show you the way. And I was like, okay.
She looked smoking hot that night.
Oh.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
Well, yes, it was our first date.
Yeah.
Trust me, I tried on 100 different outfits to get to that one. Yes, trust me.
So we did a lot of closing restaurants.
We
would start our date, and then we would just talk for hours and hours and hours, and then finally, when the guys were mopping underneath our feet,
we would leave, yeah.
Or we would leave. But we had to find other things that we could do outside of the house.
Yes. So we went bowling.
I found that Paige will do anything to win at bowling.
I'm very competitive against
yes, you.
Against you. I just want to beat you.
That's true.
It is true. I don't really care about beating other people, but I want to beat you. And then,
we went grocery shopping?
Yes, we did grocery shopping. We went miniature golfing.
Walmart runs?
Walmart, yes. Movies. We saw any movie that was out.
We didn't really see much of the movie.
No, we would sit in the back and we would either talk or
make out. Let's just be very clear.
That's true. But yes, we always sat way in the back so we didn't bother anybody. Yeah. But yeah, we just needed a place to be together, not at our houses. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is hard. So all that energy and excitement, because we would finish our dates till like 2 or 3 in the morning sometimes.
Yep. And then we had
we found out that BJ stays open till 2.
Yep.
Right. So we would.
And Mel's Diner was open 24 hours.
It was, not anymore. So yeah, so it was exhausting. Absolutely.
It was.
And my kids, I would always tell my kids, I need to go to the grocery store. And they said, Dad, why don't you just tell us you're going on a date with Paige?
Yeah.
I said, okay.
Yeah, they still make fun of you because I guess one time you said you needed to go get chocolate chips and you came home 3 hours later.
Yeah, I had the chocolate chips though.
You did. And you were like, they were really hard to find. They were hidden in that store.
They were asleep by the time I got home. So I said, you guys go to bed. I got to go grocery shopping. Okay, so all that excitement that we had when we were dating, where did it go? Because we're asleep from 10 to 2. Is that
Yeah,
what
it went somewhere. It definitely did.
Well, and is that pretty normal, though?
I think so. I mean, it doesn't even sound remotely appealing to me to go out at 10 o'clock. Like, not in any way does that sound fun.
So the reason we're doing this podcast is because last weekend, we only had Sam at home, and there was a youth dance that started at 8:30, and so we took. Well, before we took Sam and his friends, Paige and I were sitting on the couch. Says, "All right, what are we going to do tonight while Sam's at the dance?"
It's like watch a show again,
watch a rom-com on the couch and fall asleep.
That's our typical
That's
MO.
what we would do.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Let's do something different. We got to do something different."
So you said, "Let's drop the kids off at the dance and then let's go get a treat." But we're trying to do something different right now, so we're not really in treat mode.
No, we're not.
And so I was like,
AKA Darren needs to lose weight, which I'm working on.
You are. You're doing great. And so we were like, oh, what should we do? Nothing, like we said, in Folsom, things aren't open late.
Exactly. So we came up with this great idea. We would go to Whole Foods.
Which Darren doesn't really like to go to
Whole
Foods.
I don't like Whole Foods. It's overpriced.
It's not his store.
No.
His store is Winco.
So we go to Whole Foods, try out one of their wholesome desserts because it's Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And just people watch.
Yes. And if they didn't have a dessert we wanted to buy, we were going to get the ingredients to make something kind of a healthy treat at home. That was our plan.
So we looked up a couple of recipes and ingredients, and we said, all right, let's go. We dropped the kids off, head off to Whole Foods. Whole Foods closes at 9 o'clock because I guess healthy eating people go to bed early before 9 o'clock.
Shame on them.
Yeah. So that kind of blew our idea of a date. So then we headed off to Bel Air, which is Rayleigh's. Basically.
Yeah, Rayleigh's. We said, let's go to the rich people store.
Yeah. Yeah. We spent a lot on.
I know. Like I said, we're Winco people.
We
bag our own groceries, right?
Yeah, we didn't even have to bag our groceries that night.
I know.
But it was funny because what normally would have taken us maybe 5 minutes at Winco, because that's where we shop, we know where everything is. It took us a good 40 minutes at Bel Air to find all the things that we were looking for. We wandered
up and down the aisle, and we were only getting like 6 things. And I swear we were like, did we already walk by that aisle? Like
it was kind of fun because we divided and conquered, and then we'd yell at each other across the store. There was no one there.
There was no one there.
But it got us out of our rut, and we had a lot of fun.
We did. We had a lot of fun.
And then we came home and we baked this. It was actually pretty good.
It wasn't bad at all.
No, it was brownies, healthy brownies. There's no really such thing as healthy brownies, but less
sugar, no butter,
less unhealthy brownies.
Yes.
It was pretty good.
Made with olive oil. That's how they were supposed to be.
Yeah, so but we had fun doing all that, and before we knew it, it was time to pick the kids up from their dance at like 11:15, 11:30.
Yeah.
So we were like, wow, we actually got outside of our rut. So it was great.
So yes, so that was what kind of motivated us to pick this topic for our episode, was how we're kind of pathetic. Like we're in a rut of just, well, let's just sit and watch TV and binge watch something, or right?
We always pick.
Yeah.
All right, which series has at least 8 seasons?
Yeah, exactly, that we can binge watch. So yes, we were going, man, we really got to get back to doing things outside of the house.
So how did we get in the rut? How do we get in? How do you get in a rut like that?
I think because we're old, but I think even younger people get in a rut too, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you let life take over, right?
So life just gets too busy.
Life gets too busy.
I'm exhausted at the end of the day.
And you're tired. You're tired. And to think about going out, you're just like, oh, that just seems like so much work.
And we've already done that. We did that like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So it's, it also doesn't help that there's nothing to do in Folsom after 9 o'clock. As we learn when we go to Whole Foods at 9 o'clock and it's shut down.
And a lot of the restaurants close early. Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
So we have to, we talked about it. You've got to be thinking about it before the night of. You know what I mean? You've got to think about
I don't know.
in
We
advance.
did this the night of, kind of
We did.
spontaneous.
But I mean, we can't always just go to the store and get something to make. Like if you really want to ramp up your dating life, which I think is important, right? We've talked about
absolutely.
this. It's important for us to have fun together, right?
It is.
And we do, you're home when you're home and not traveling, you are home.
Yeah.
You work from home. So we have lunch together almost every day that you're home. We spend a lot of alone time together, but sometimes it's important for us to
We got to go have fun together.
get out. Yeah, because even when we're here having lunch, we still might talk about, your job, my job, the kids. You know what I mean? We still might talk about those kinds of things where if you're really on a date, there's things you don't talk about because you're just on a date to have fun.
Yeah, you're just out there to have fun. Yep. So what would we normally do? I mean, because doing this the other night was outside of our norm, but what does our normal date night look like? And why is that a rut? Because some people will say, well, we don't even do that.
Well, I thought our normal date night was sitting and watching a show.
No,
you mean date night as if we leave
go
the
out,
house.
what do we normally do?
We go out to dinner.
We go out to dinner.
And a movie.
Yep,
that's what we do.
Right.
And occasionally, maybe once a month, we go out to dinner with friends. And that's always fun. But you and I go out to dinner.
And go see a movie. And that gives us something to talk about afterwards and things like that.
Well, if you haven't fallen asleep.
Well, that's another problem.
It is another problem. Darren cannot stay awake for a movie.
I did stay awake for Knives Out.
You did. That was a good movie.
Star Wars. That was a 3 naps. That was a 3-napper movie.
So sometimes I get a little frustrated.
Yeah, you do. So we got to find activities where I'm not just sitting there in the dark because.
Or I have to take like a push pin with me to constantly, to poke you, to keep you awake.
A taser.
Yeah.
I do ask you to help me stay awake, and I apologize up front.
Yeah,
so.
You do. So yes, we need to find other things to do. Right.
Well, and I think that's part of the key is that we want to you want to have something outside of your normal thing that you do.
Right.
To keep things kind of fresh.
Yep.
Okay, so here's some things. We went out to the internet to try and find some things to help us. Now, we came up with the idea of cooking together on, going on almost like a scavenger hunt, to go find ingredients. But we came up with that on our own. And then afterwards, amazing.
No one's ever done that before.
No one's ever. It's the first time it's ever been done.
We're going to patent that idea.
Yeah, there you go. You can buy that idea off of our Patreon website. If anyone uses it, we get 1 penny.
Yes, if anyone goes and buys ingredients at a store,
with your spouse.
We're so original. Woo-hoo.
So original. We went on the internet afterwards, and we went and saw other ideas that we could do.
And some of these we've done, but first, before we start talking about those ideas, we came up with some rules.
For dating.
For dating. For when you go out on a date, there's 3 rules for us. Actually 4.
I see more than that.
I have 4. Oh, well, okay.
There's like 6. But there's a rule that we don't have on there that should be number 1. Only date your spouse.
That is a great rule. Stick with that, and you can't go wrong. Yes. Exactly. Only date your spouse. Yes.
All right, so that's the number 1 rule.
Yes.
What's the next one?
No business talk. Now, for us, that means our own business.
So Where's the Lemonade and Daisy Blossom?
Yes, but because I actually like to hear about your work. I actually like to talk about that on our date night because you tell me about the people and.
You only care about the people. You don't care about the technology.
Well, I just kind of get a little.
She doesn't care about the technology.
My mind starts to wander when you're talking about the technology, but I'd love to hear about, who you talk to and what's going on with them. And so that's not off limits for me because I like to hear that. So, but yeah, no business talk about our businesses.
Good.
No money talk. There's no talk about budgets or finances. No.
Well, we never talk about that. So
it's a good rule.
Believe me, that's in a follow-up episode after we see how we did on our monthly budget this month.
No money talk.
Yeah, there'll be a good money talk sometime in February.
No housework talk. I see that on here. What does that mean?
That means all the projects that we have to do around the house. No talking about that.
Okay. No housework talk. No talking about kids, because we talk about kids all the time.
I know that one's a hard one though too, because you may have a kid that you're worrying about, and
right. But we talk about that all the time. We're on a date night. This is supposed to be fun for you and I.
So you got to leave your normal world behind. That's the key
we
here.
can talk about the kids all day long, but when we go on our date night for 2 or 3 hours, it's just about you and I. Okay, that's one of our rules.
I agree.
No talking about responsibilities. That's funny.
What does that mean?
I don't know why you put that on there.
I'm responsible for the dog or chores around the house.
We're not going to talk about that. I don't know.
It could be your elderly parents. It could be anything that you feel responsible for.
Right. Our callings at church. I mean, it could be things like that, right?
Okay,
just
I like
our
that.
responsibilities. Yeah. And then
obviously I like to put it on the list.
Obviously.
So.
And then it's just have fun. So it's just supposed to be light and fun, and no matter what's going on in your life, your date night is supposed to be light and fun.
Kind of like when we go on vacation, we kind of leave everything behind.
We do. We should teach classes on how to vacation, because we're really good at it.
Maybe we should do a podcast on it.
Oh wait, we have.
We are.
So have fun when you're on a date night. Leave everything else behind.
Okay, so now let's talk about date night.
Okay.
First you got to schedule it.
Yep. If you don't, it'll come and go, and
someone else will consume that time.
Yep.
Especially when you have kids, and as kids that are in sports or in whatever, that'll be taken away.
Well, and this is also a conversation about blended families. So we only have the kids every other weekend, right?
Yeah. Or my kids.
Yeah, we have your kids every other weekend. And so we don't really like to go out on those weekends because we only have them every other weekend. So, but the funny thing is, they love when we go out. They're like, "Are you guys going out tonight?"
Yeah, they do.
Because they think it's so fun to have the house to themselves. They love it.
So we have to remember that and go out, because our relationship is actually extremely important.
Right.
More important than our relationship with our kids. It's our relationship together.
Yeah, because it all trickles down from that.
It trickles down from that. So I like that. So we got to make a more concerted effort to do that.
Right.
The other thing here is maybe a surprise lunch together for you guys that work outside of the home, which I do when I travel. Maybe surprising your spouse at their work.
Yeah,
showing up.
Fun.
Let's go to lunch.
I don't know how we can do a surprise lunch when you travel.
I know how.
Am I supposed to show up in DC?
That would be very cool. Do you know that would make my day? Oh, if my wife showed up.
Are you sure?
At the office.
I think you'd think, how much did that ticket cost? You would.
I tell you use miles, right?
Yeah, that's what you would say.
That's what I would say.
You use miles, right? Okay. Now we can have lunch.
We can have lunch. Also, make sure you're taking time to be intimate with your spouse.
Yes, that's very important for a relationship.
Very, very important.
Absolutely.
And you may need to schedule that time.
You may, but that is so important in a relationship.
And schedule when there are no kids around if possible.
Yeah, you need to be close to each other. Snuggle and kiss and cuddle. And yes, that's very important in any relationship. Do not forget about that. Yep.
Okay, now let's talk about some ideas for dating.
Okay. And let's see. Some of these we've done, and some of these we're going to do. Or maybe we've done all of them. I don't know. Let's look at them.
All right, let's see.
So try shopping at a new grocery store together. We did that.
Yep.
Right? To get a recipe. That was fun.
It was fun.
That was actually really fun. Miniature golf. We've done that. And Top Golf.
Top Golf. Yeah, Top Golf is a lot of fun. They're starting to pop up all over the country now. And it's a lot of fun.
It was funny because when you were making this list, you said, "Oh, we've never done Top Golf." And I went, "Actually, we have."
We haven't done it just you and I.
We have not done it you and I, but
we've done it with a group.
Yeah, and you've done it with work.
I've done it with work a couple times.
But no, it's really fun.
Yeah.
It's actually really fun. Look at the old things you used to do.
Yeah, so maybe spend a night just reminiscing about, hey, what did we used to do? And then make up a list of things. Hey, that was really fun. We should do that again.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
So what comes to mind when you think about that?
The first thing that comes to mind, making out in the back of the movie theater.
Oh, maybe we should try that again. We'll probably get arrested now
Because we're too old.
because we're too old.
They'll be like, ew.
Yeah.
Ew, look at those old people. Yeah.
You know, first thing that comes to my mind might be we went out and went line dancing one night.
That was so fun.
It was fun and exhausting.
It was.
Just watching the 20-something-year-olds line dance.
Oh, my goodness. They're so into it. Oh.
And they were like, come on, Grandma and Grandpa, get out here with us. Yeah, we were
Yeah,
feeling like,
that was fun, though.
it was fun. We took a dance class.
We did. We went with some friends and did a little dance class. That was really fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Um,
We've gone bowling by ourselves and with our kids, and
well,
yep.
kids don't count for a date.
That's true. Sorry.
No kids on a
Have
date.
we ever bowled besides when we were dating
No.
by ourselves?
No, because I don't like the way that you play.
How do I play?
I'm up there trying to bowl, and she's up there, you know, tickling my ear, kissing my neck, or it's
You got to do
cheating.
what you got to do to win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so bowling. Definitely we have to get back to that so I can try those tricks again.
Yeah. Oh, people watch. Sometimes just go to a mall and sit down and just watch people and then make up stories about it.
Yes, we've done that before. Like, what do you think is going on in that person's life? What do you think is good? What do you think? You know, what are they arguing about right now? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can be kind of fun.
That is fun. That's fun. That's why my parents used to like to go to Disneyland, and they didn't go on the rides. They just sat and got an ice cream and people watched.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can be fun. Hiking.
We got a lot of hiking trails around here.
We have a lot of hiking trails. That's another thing I don't think you and I have ever done by ourselves. We've done that with
No.
our kids and friends.
We've always
and-
taken our kids
Yeah.
and friends, but not ourselves.
but not ourselves. Shopping.
Shopping now.
We have done that.
This is interesting. Most men hate shopping with their wives. I adore it.
It's fun. You like it. In fact, I like shopping with you better than when it's just myself. When it's myself, I'm like, oh, should I get that? Should I not? It's kind of expensive. When I'm with you, you're like, get it. And yeah.
Try it on. I want to
Yes.
see her try on new clothes. She looks so gorgeous.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Well, it's fun because you get to try on all these clothes, and I know we're not going to buy all of them, but when I find something, I go, whoop, whoop. Yeah, we're getting that.
Yeah, you're like, yep, let's get it. So yeah, so you do like shopping, but most men don't. So if your husband doesn't like shopping,
Don't force him.
don't force him. No worries.
And maybe you could go shopping with him for like guns or whatever.
Okay. That's funny. All right, cook together. We do that all the time
We
because
do.
we enjoy doing that together.
But if you're not used to doing it, you know, hey, get home from work, plan something, and just cook together.
Yeah.
We goof off in the kitchen
Yeah,
quite a
it's
bit.
fun. Work together. Not everybody likes to do that, but we work together.
Yeah, we do. And maybe you find a project that you can work on together that's outside of the norm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If it's not actually a business, a house project that you can work on together.
Yep.
Yeah. Escape room. That's
these
not by
are-
yourself, because escape room you wouldn't do with just two people.
No, but it's a great date idea for couples.
It is. And we've done that several
for groups.
times. It's very fun.
It's very fun. You get to really understand your spouse,
Yeah.
how competitive they are.
Yep.
Or,
Yeah.
it's interesting. Another really cool and fun activity was a birthday party for some of our friends where they did a Bob Ross painting party.
That was fun.
It was a blast. And we brought home our paintings. Mine is sitting in my office.
Yeah, that was actually very fun. I can't even draw a stick figure, so I was a little stressed out, but it was just super fun.
Because no one there was super, well, there were some guys that were really good.
Yeah. Some people
But-
are really good. You know, it's a natural
But
thing.
but we had a lot of fun doing it. So I guess with this one, it's try something new you've never done before.
Right.
Maybe a pottery class together.
Well, the painting
Or-
thing is super popular right now. Remember, I did that
Oh,
with
yeah, you
Amanda
did
and
that with
Rachel.
Amanda
So
and Rachel.
that actually is a couple thing. In fact, you go to a restaurant and it's a big thing to have wine while you do it, and but yeah, they have a teacher that teaches you draw this line now and draw this line now, and so yeah, that's a great date idea. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets you outside of your norm.
Yep.
We've even done this before. Sit down and plan a trip together, even though we're not going to take the trip
Except we are going to take the trip.
eventually.
We might not take the trip right then, but
Yeah, it gets us excited, and
it does.
And it's funny because if we say, "Oh, we're going to plan a trip to I don't know, Finland and Sweden, maybe this summer," right? We will watch all the Rick Steves travel advice on YouTube for the next like 3 or 4 days to learn up
We
more
do.
about
We get
it.
all excited about it, and then we kind of forget about it for a while But that was a fun, couple nights that we had getting all excited about it.
Yeah, it was fun.
So yeah, plan a trip together. Even if you're not going to take it for 5 years, that's a fun date night to sit there and get excited about it. Have we ever done this?
No, we've never done this one.
Create a theme night for a dream trip destination. So meaning like we would have a fun Italian, if we're planning a trip to Italy, maybe we would go to an Italian restaurant and then come home and watch The Italian Job. You know what I mean? Like your night is centered around.
Your night is centered around a theme.
A theme. It doesn't have to.
Whether you're going to go there or not.
Whether you're going to go there, but yeah, kind of a theme, which would be kind of fun. We've never done that.
No, we haven't.
But
maybe we should try it.
That would be fun.
Oh, this next one. This is pretty funny. So, I used to play video games pretty well, not like obsessed, and not like the games they have today. And I have found out that my wife did too.
I did. I had a little obsession.
Oh, big obsession.
It was a Sega Genesis game. If anyone under the age of 30 is listening to this, they probably don't even know what Sega Genesis is. But I played Flicky. It was.
Let's talk about this obsession that you had with Flicky, because I hear the stories. So let's let the whole world know.
Oh, I was amazing. No one could touch me. Ask my kid. No one could beat my score. So I was so obsessed with it. The kids would be at school and my husband would be at work, and I would go, okay, if I go play Flicky for 15 minutes, then I'll go do laundry for 30 minutes, and then I can play Flicky again for 15 minutes. Like I had to set these boundaries, or I would just sit there and play it all day long. The only game I've never ever, and I did that for probably 6 months, maybe, and then I never
became a Flicky world champion.
Never touched it again.
So maybe pulling out an old Sega Genesis or some old games and just having a game night with your spouse and reliving the early days might be fun.
It might be fun. What games did you play?
I was horrible at games, really. What I did was mostly computer games, not Sega games, but games that you played on the computer. So then I would delve down into the code and put little things in there so I could win and no one else could.
Oh my gosh. Kind of like that though.
Yeah, it's kind of bad. So yeah, I hacked games.
Oh, that's funny.
So I always tried to find, Easter eggs or put Easter eggs in game, change the game code and things like that. That was me.
That's pretty
So
funny.
my kids always thought, "Oh, Dad, you're so good at games." No, not really. I just, figured out how to manipulate the game.
That's
so my
pretty
kids
funny.
thought I was good.
We have, though. You and I have gone to an arcade before when we've played miniature golf.
Yes, we have.
We have gone to an arcade and we have played like Centipede. I used to be really good at Centipede.
Yeah, watching you play Centipede is incredible.
Yeah, I used to be good at Centipede, and we would play Pac-Man. We've done that before.
And I always find a virtual on machine. I loved that game, so I would play that. So that's kind of fun. You're sitting there rooting for your spouse or competing against. It's a lot of fun to just act like kids sometimes.
Yep. So our lemonade moment of the week is?
It's basically what we talked about at the beginning, but with a twist. So when we end up at Whole Foods, our whole plan for the night was to sit there and eat some healthy dessert and people watch. And instead, we adjusted. And so our ability to adjust and find another thing to do. So we went to another grocery store and we had a blast.
Yeah, we didn't just go, oh, well, Whole Foods is closed. We're going to go home.
Yeah, so we said, no, we're still going to go through with this. And it turned into this episode. So I think the best lemonade moment of the week is this episode from, a fail at Whole Foods.
Whole Foods came through for us even though they didn't.
There you go.
If you like today's episode,
give us 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, Google.
And head to Facebook and like us.
And check out our blog at where'sthelemonade.org.
Where you can leave questions and comments.
But most of all,
go out and make some lemonade.
You betcha, baby.